Leo soul, have you ever felt the unshakable sense that something huge is about to happen for you, like the universe is whispering your name in the silence of your daily routine? Right now, in this very moment, a powerful shift is unfolding around your sign. Not next month. Not next year. This week. Nostradamus saw it centuries ago, and now it's arriving. Between August 28th and 30th, the stars are aligning to present you with 6 sacred numbers that hold the potential to change everything. Yes, everything. If received and activated with intention, these numbers could lead to the kind of wealth that turns lives around and spirits wide open. This is not just about money. This is about destiny unfolding. Welcome to Eternal Mindfulness, a space where astrology meets divine timing, and your horoscope becomes a living prayer. You didn't stumble into this message. You were guided. Your soul brought you here because you're ready to hear what the universe has kept sealed until now. In a time where distractions are louder than truth, you've made space to listen inward. And that is sacred. Over the next few minutes, you'll be guided through what may be one of the most transformational messages you've ever received. Because this is more than just a horoscope. This is a sacred decoding of cosmic energy designed for those who are brave enough to believe that miracles still happen, and wise enough to recognize the signs when they appear. The numbers you're about to hear are not random. They are keys. Each one connects to a financial field and a physical vibration in your body. This message doesn't just point you toward money, it reveals how your health, your habits, your emotions, and your faith are already shaping the flow of wealth around you. Because energy does not lie. It collects. It responds. It returns. This week, Leo, the universe has appointed you for something greater. The light of the sun, your ruling planet, is illuminating the corners of your destiny that have been dormant for far too long. While others are busy asking, "Why me?" you're being asked, "Why not you?" Why shouldn't you be the one to experience breakthrough? Why shouldn't you receive the reward for the silent battles you fought, for the seeds you planted that no one saw? Let me take a moment to say this from the deepest part of my heart. Thank you for being here. Your presence matters. Every like, every comment, every new subscriber helps keep this light shining brighter. Your support doesn't just grow this channel, it grows a movement. A movement of faith, of clarity, and of unshakable spiritual power. And believe me when I say this, Leo, you will want to stay until the very last second of this message. What's coming next is sacred, prophetic, and meant specifically for you. Now, before we continue, I invite you to ground this moment in intention. If your spirit feels ready, write this in the comments: I receive the wealth and wisdom the universe has prepared for me. Because that act, simple as it seems, sends a clear signal to the stars. You're not just watching passively. You're activating. You're aligning. You're owning your timeline. Let's take a breath together and begin. Leo, in this rare celestial moment between August 28th and 30th, something extraordinary is stirring in the invisible field around you. Not just movement but alignment. When the sun, your ruling planet, forms a harmonious trine with expansive Jupiter, it is not simply an aspect in astrology. It's a divine convergence. Think of it like two ancient rivers meeting after a long journey through the valleys of your life, one carrying the lessons you've already lived, the other flowing with the abundance you're just now ready to receive. This alignment doesn't shout. It hums. And when you're quiet enough, aligned enough, you feel the echo in your bones before it reaches your mind. It's a vibration of royal luck, of divine inheritance returning to its rightful steward, you. You see, the sun doesn't just rule your chart, it rules your essence. And when it joins forces with Jupiter, the planet of divine generosity, growth, and wide open doors, a golden current opens. This is what I call the prosperity corridor. But corridors must be walked, not just observed. No one can do that part for you. The universe can point. It can invite. But only you can step through. This is also a time when Mars, the planet of will, courage, and forward motion, activates the second financial house in your astrological chart. But Mars doesn't work through fantasy. It rewards movement, risk, and presence. So yes, you may receive an unexpected deposit. You may get that call with an opportunity you thought passed you by. But more than that, you may also be asked to make a bold decision, one that your past self wouldn't have had the faith to make. This isn't about reckless action, it's about precise, aligned action powered by clarity. The kind of clarity that comes not from controlling the future, but from trusting the present. Many people misunderstand alignment. They think it's a magical feeling that overtakes them. But in truth, alignment is a choice. A quiet, persistent decision to respond to energy when it knocks. Think of a tree that's been growing for years underground, roots digging deep, unseen. And then one day it breaks the soil. It's not a miracle. It's timing. It's the harvest of every inch it has grown without applause. This phase in your life is like that. You are that tree. The roots are ready to rise. Nostradamus referred to moments like this as divine intersections, where what is seen and unseen, earned and destined, collide. He believed the soul holds a blueprint of abundance that only unlocks when we let go of false timelines and embrace the truth, that everything you need to succeed is already written inside your energy field, and that the universe is merely echoing what your spirit has already claimed. So, Leo, don't let the delay you've lived through convince you that you're disqualified from what's coming. You're not behind. You're right on time. The reason the gate opens now is because you're finally carrying the level of self-worth and inner resilience that can handle what's on the other side. You're no longer trying to receive from a place of lack, but from presence. And here's the truth no one talks about. Abundance doesn't come when we scream for it, it comes when we make room for it. Spiritually, emotionally, energetically. The blessings aren't late. They've been circling you, waiting for the moment you'd stop chasing and start allowing. And that moment is now. So I invite you to affirm, even quietly, I am ready to receive what is already mine. Let this sentence become your rhythm, your prayer, your signature in the field of miracles. Let this be the moment you remember who you are, not what you were told you are, but who your soul has always known itself to be. In moments like this, when divine mathematics seems to meet destiny, numbers cease to be numbers. They become living frequencies, pulsing with potential, each carrying a message coded just for you. For Leo, a sign governed by the sun and driven by heart-centered courage, these 6 numbers are not chosen by luck. They're synchronized echoes of your own vibration, reflected back to you through the mirror of cosmic design. Each one ties into a different financial reality that's ready to awaken, and a specific area of the body that may be storing tension, stagnation, or messages yet to be heard. Take the number 17. In numerology, it's a deeply spiritual number that holds within it the 1 of leadership and the 7 of divine insight. But for you, Leo, this week it specifically speaks to new streams of income, money that doesn't come from your usual efforts, but rather through alignment, surrender, and a readiness to receive what's been waiting for you. This may manifest as an unexpected payment, a surprising offer, or even a literal win. Yet here's the key: your ability to receive that abundance is energetically linked to the rhythm of your own heart and blood. Your circulatory system, governed by rhythm and flow, is a mirror of the financial flow in your outer life. If you've been ignoring signals like fatigue, palpitations, or even emotional overdrive, now is the time to check in. Bring coherence to your body, and your bank account may just follow. Then comes the number 04, a sacred pillar of foundation. This is the number of structure, safety, and long-term value. When this frequency visits your field, it often indicates something substantial: real estate, insurance, compensation, or wealth rooted in tangible assets. But as is always true in energy work, nothing external stabilizes until the internal world has been addressed. Here, 04 is asking you to fortify your immune system, not just physically, but emotionally. Are you protecting your energy from environments or people that drain you? Are you nourishing yourself instead of overextending? The body knows when it's overcommit, even when the mind keeps pushing. Abundance thrives in strong vessels. If you want long-term financial stability, begin by stabilizing the core of your well-being. And now, 29, a master builder number. When reduced, 2 plus 9 is equal to 11, and a signal of major external movement. This number often accompanies breakthroughs that involve legal contracts, mergers, acquisitions, or collaborative success. If you've been working quietly on something, trust that 29 is the moment the world begins to notice. A new client. A sold-out product. A strategic meeting. But behind that potential lies a quieter, deeper layer: your liver and kidneys, the filtration centers of your body. These organs hold the weight of old anger, disappointment, an energetic residue that may be slowing your ability to discern what's worth accepting and what should be released. Detoxing your physical body through hydration, clean foods, or gentle fasting also clears the way for sharper decision-making in your financial life. It's not a coincidence that big deals often come after deep releases. These numbers don't just predict, they reflect. They are invitations to attune your inner world with the outer blessings lining up for you. The health of your body isn't separate from your wealth. They are parallel rivers, both responding to how you breathe, believe, and behave. If you take these codes seriously, not as superstition, but as sacred instruction, you may find that what once felt blocked begins to flow. So breathe. Align. And if your spirit feels ready, write this in the comments now to affirm your role in this transformation. I receive the codes of wealth and healing the universe has sent to me. Let this be the day you chose not just to listen but to activate. When the frequency of number 16 enters your energy field, it rarely does so quietly. It often arrives like a flash of lightning, quick, unexpected, yet strangely precise. And just like lightning, it illuminates what's been hidden in the dark. For Leo, this number is a symbol of sudden support, a check in the mail you weren't expecting, a debt someone decides to pay back, a loved one stepping in at the last minute with generosity, or a contest that seems unlikely but turns in your favor. It is the kind of money that flows not from effort, but from alignment, from the willingness to remain open, receptive, and calm even when the outer world feels uncertain. That's why this number is so deeply connected to the nervous system. Because just like money, your nervous system responds to frequency. When it's overloaded, your field contracts. When it's calm and attuned, it expands, making room for what wants to enter. In astrology, sudden luck is often ruled by Uranus energy, disruptive yet liberating. But when filtered through Leo's fire, this number becomes a reminder that your ability to hold wealth is only as strong as your ability to hold stillness. Meditation is no longer just a practice of the spiritually curious, it's a tool of energetic mastery. Deep sleep becomes sacred ground. Caffeine, screens, and overthinking become the silent saboteurs. The wealth that wants to find you this week is not chasing speed. It's chasing stillness. So I invite you to slow down, not to stop, but to steady yourself. Create a calm enough field for grace to find you. Now, we move to number 40. At first glance, it may seem plain, even ordinary, but this number is the quiet architect of wealth that lasts. Where 16 brings the unexpected, 40 brings the dependable. This number shows up when long-term contracts are forming, when legacies are being laid down, and when the kind of wealth that outlives your moods begins to take shape. But its presence also speaks to the bones, your structure, your posture, your ability to stand tall and stay rooted even when pressure builds. Think of your skeletal system not just as a biological frame, but as a metaphor for financial resilience. Have you been bending for too many people? Carrying responsibilities that aren't yours? Ignoring the tension between the version of you the world sees and the foundation you're truly building? It's time to strengthen the base physically, yes, but energetically even more so. Practices like yoga, stretching, or even walking mindfully become forms of financial alignment. When your body remembers its balance, your money starts to reflect that same rhythm. You don't need another side hustle. You may just need to realign with your spine. And that is exactly what number 40 is inviting you to do. And finally, we arrive at number 05, a spark, a door creaking open, a whisper that says, try again. This is the number of new ventures, small ideas with big returns, opportunities that look like side roads but lead to golden highways. But more than any financial symbol, this number is tied to digestion, both literal and emotional. Your stomach knows what your mouth cannot say. The body holds on to the things we avoid speaking aloud. Indigestion, bloating, or fatigue may not always come from food, it may come from unreleased words, suppressed anger, or stored grief. And here's the truth: if you want to receive something new, you must first digest what's already inside. That means slowing down your eating. Choosing foods that love your body. Speaking what's true even when it shakes your voice. Because number 05 is not only offering you a new path, it's asking whether you're truly ready to walk it free of old weight. These final three numbers, 16, 40, and 05, complete a sacred sequence. They offer you surprise, structure, and spark. But they only activate when you do. So if this resonates in your spirit, don't hesitate. Write it now in the comments as a declaration: these are my numbers of power: 17, 04, 29, 16, 40, 05. Let the universe know you're ready, not just to know them, but to live them. Numbers by themselves are just symbols, quiet, unassuming, waiting. But when touched by your awareness and charged with intention, they awaken into living codes that speak directly to the universe. This is why the 6 numbers revealed to you are not predictions, they are invitations. Invitations to remember your power, your alignment, your sacred responsibility to co-create with the field of energy that is always listening. The moment you write them down, say them aloud, and carry them with purpose, you move them from the realm of possibility into the realm of reality. It's not superstition, it's spiritual strategy. When you place these numbers where your eyes can find them, on your mirror, your planner, the background of your phone, you're not just being reminded. You're training your field to stay focused. You're anchoring meaning into your daily life in a world that constantly pulls you into distraction. Every glance becomes a micro-alignment. Each time your eyes land on the code, your nervous system remembers the direction you've chosen. And when you consciously time your actions, whether it's a meeting, a contract signing, or even a conversation with those numbers, you are aligning your physical steps with your metaphysical blueprint. You're not waiting for fate, you're dancing with it. Including these numbers in your passwords might seem like a small act, but it's a symbolic one. Passwords protect what matters. When your codes are part of your digital space, they become guardians of intention. Imagine typing in 29 each morning as part of your access to email or online banking, and with it, reactivating the frequency of deals being sealed, momentum gaining, doors opening. It's not about superstition. It's about conscious repetition, turning passive routines into magnetic rituals. Lighting a candle is one of the most ancient and direct ways to speak with the universe. A flame doesn't just warm the space, it transforms it. When you light a golden or red candle and declare your affirmation, I activate my divine wealth with these numbers. I am a magnet for miracles. You are initiating a sacred contract between your will and your destiny. The fire becomes your witness. The words become your command. The act becomes your offering. And what you offer with sincerity returns with force. Visualization is not just wishful thinking, it's an energetic rehearsal. When you sit in stillness each morning, holding the paper with your 6 numbers, pairing them with specific visions of wealth, of confidence, of healing, you're feeding the field around you with clarity. And clarity is what magnetizes manifestation. The universe doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to decisiveness. It responds to coherence. 5 minutes of focused visualization can shift an entire day's trajectory. What you see inside becomes easier to recognize when it shows up outside. And finally, affirmations are not just phrases, they are frequency sculptors. Each statement is a command: your cells here. With 17, my new income flows. With 29, big deals are sealed. With 40, I build unshakable wealth. These aren't fantasies, they are the tone of your next timeline. When repeated consistently, especially out loud, they rewire the subconscious beliefs that have quietly told you to settle, to stay small, to wait. But you're not here to wait. You're here to rise. So take these steps not as tasks, but as activations. They are not rules. They are reminders of your role in this divine choreography. And if your spirit agrees, claim it now in the comments: I activate my divine wealth with these numbers. Because in the end, it's not about numbers. It's about energy. And energy flows where intention goes. Even the most powerful cosmic codes can dim in the presence of habitual resistance. You can be handed the golden key, the divine numbers, the exact alignment of timing and energy, but if your inner landscape is clouded with disbelief, hesitation, or forgetfulness, that key may never turn. This is not punishment from the universe, it's simply the natural law of resonance. What you believe and embody is what you invite, and the patterns you repeat become the architecture of your reality. That's why it's not just important to activate your number sets, just as essential to examine what might be quietly canceling out their power. Negative thinking is one of the first and most invisible thieves of abundance. It doesn't always sound like fear, sometimes it whispers in disguise. Maybe this is for other people. What if nothing really changes? Why would I be the one to receive this? These are not innocent thoughts, they are energetic contracts. Every time you repeat them, even unconsciously, you renew a spiritual agreement with limitation. In energy work, thoughts are seeds, and if you water doubt more than desire, your field grows weeds where blessings were trying to bloom. The correction is not forced positivity, it's conscious redirection. Catch the thought. Breathe. Replace it gently with a higher frequency. I am open. I am ready. I am chosen. Comparison is another silent blocker. When you look at someone else's journey and judge your own timeline through their lens, you weaken the frequency of your unique alignment. Your numbers were not given to the collective, they were given to you. The moment you shift your gaze too far outward, you risk diluting the sacred contract between your soul and your destiny. You cannot walk someone else's map and expect it to lead to your treasure. True magnetism comes from staying in your own lane, your own rhythm, your own resonance. Trust that the timing of your life is sacred even if it's slower, quieter, or stranger than you expected. Inaction is the enemy of intention. Cosmic momentum builds through movement. You don't need to make huge leaps, but you do need to step. A door cannot open for someone who refuses to reach for the handle. If you've received the signs, felt the pull, heard the whisper of divine numbers, then your task is not to question them, it is to respond. Action anchors the energy. It tells the universe, I'm serious. And that seriousness, when mixed with softness and trust, is what manifests miracles. Hesitation in big decisions is often fear in disguise. It's the mind trying to protect you from disappointment. But fear and faith speak the same language, they both believe in something unseen. The question is, which one will you follow? Delay doesn't protect your path, it often prolongs your lesson. And the longer you wait to leap, the more you delay the provision waiting on the other side. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to act despite it. And finally, forgetting. The numbers, the affirmations, the rituals, they work because they keep you connected. When you forget to speak them, write them, align with them, you begin to unplug from the frequency they've introduced into your field. This isn't about being perfect, it's about staying present. The universe responds to those who remain in relationship with the energy they've claimed. Keep the dialogue open. Whisper your affirmations while walking. Say your numbers while brushing your teeth. Write them in the corners of your calendar. In this way, you become a living altar of your own transformation. So if you feel called now, don't just think it, declare it. Type these words not just as a comment, but as a contract with your future self. Nothing and no one can block my divine wealth. I am aligned. I am ready. Let that be your vow, your frequency, your flag in the ground. Because the only thing more powerful than receiving divine codes is deciding you're worthy of keeping them alive. Leo, you've made it here not just to the end of a video, but to the threshold of a new understanding of who you are and what you're capable of receiving. And that means something. It means you're not just a passive listener, you're a seeker, a soul in motion, someone brave enough to stand at the edge of the unseen and whisper, "I'm ready." What you've just experienced isn't entertainment, it's activation. A sacred reminder that wealth is not just a number in your bank account, it's a vibration, a decision, a permission slip you sign for yourself when you decide you're done dimming your own light. These 6 numbers weren't given to you by chance. Nostradamus didn't see them written in the stars for someone else say he saw them etched across your timeline, waiting for you to rise to the moment. But even the clearest map means nothing if the one holding it doesn't walk forward. That's your invitation now. Not to chase the future, but to create it through clarity, through action, through faith in what you carry inside. So I ask you gently, but truthfully, what will you do with the power that's been placed in your hands? Will you speak these numbers out loud and let them echo in your life? Will you align your thoughts and decisions with the energy of the wealth you already deserve? Or will you tuck this message away like so many others, and return to a version of yourself that you've already outgrown? Remember, nothing changes until you do. And maybe you're still wondering, but is this really for me? If so, I invite you to pause and feel the deeper part of you that already knows the answer. The part that's tired of waiting. The part that's been praying in silence. The part that sees others rise and whispers, "When is it my turn?" The truth is, your turn begins the moment you say yes to yourself. Not to the fear. Not to the delay. But to the truth that's been buried under layers of doubt. The truth that you were made for wealth. That you were created to heal, to thrive, to overflow. And now, before you go, take a moment to seal this energy. Write in the comments, "I decree my cosmic victory. I was made for wealth. I was made for healing." Not because the words are magic, but because you are when you choose to believe and act from your power. These declarations are not just text on a screen. They are affirmations sent into the field. They are frequencies that echo across timelines. And every time someone else reads your words, you become a catalyst for their breakthrough too. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending your time, your presence, and your attention with me here today. Your support, the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, the shares, they are not just numbers. They are seeds of energy that help eternal mindfulness grow, expand, and continue to bring messages like this to souls who are ready. And believe me, Leo, you will want to stay connected. What's coming next is even bigger than what you just heard. So, are you ready to claim what's already yours? Are you ready to walk with the authority of someone whose name is already written beside abundance? Then stay with me. Like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs a miracle today. Because when you do, you don't just change their life, you anchor a new timeline for your own.